What's up, y'all? Let me share something with y'all real quick. Look, uh, what do it? Why do people? Um, why do people express positivity in captivity? You see, um, because I can understand. I can understand being positive in your family environment, or speaking from a male, and you're around, um, a male being around his wife and things, and your home, and you know, however it may be. But it's like, I guess the definition wouldn't. I don't understand the word that you would use. You see, I don't understand the word that you would use for that. I guess you could call it positive. I just get lost with it a lot. You see, because I know where we are. You see, and I know that we're in a system, and we're under the system. You see, and they control people that look like you and I with docility. You see, they teach you how to be positive. They teach you how to have or to be a certain way. You see, so you can be great agents, you see, or distributors inside of their corporation. You see, and when you're dealing in commerce or whatever you're dealing with, you see, you want to be able to communicate because you need to make a living out here inside of their nature. You see, the Most High's nature is slowly being destroyed, you see, or you can't attain it. You see, a purchase from it because the organics is too expensive. You see, so they making it to where you have no choice but to pull yourself over to their nature. But in another house, up under the same body, you have men and some women that know and understand positivity. You see, that knows and understand positivity, but at the same time, they know and understand the grounds of negativity. You see, this is why I always say, lift up your car hood and look at that battery real close. You see, you're going to have a positive and you're going to have a negative. That's life, period. All this other shit, if you don't see people with grounds, you see, just imagine if you always speaking positive and everything about you is positive and you don't want nothing around you but positive energy. You see? But then you start talking about why do you want positive energy around you? What's the purpose of it? Then you start explaining it to them. You're going to start explaining your grounds, you see? But you're not going to use the word negative. You're not going to use that inside of your house of positivity. You're not going to use the word negative. You're just going to talk about your grounds. It's the negative. It's the woman. Positive is the man. You see? You see? You put these things together. This light switch is negative and positive. You see? We electric beings. You see? Now when you start like pushing that, especially when you start pushing that energy, and then you have men talking about it, they become docile. So when the Roman soldiers come up and they start talking to the men, the men start feeling like they have to explain shit. You see? Or they have to, or the Roman soldiers lift themselves up and start laying out their grounds, meaning their policies and their laws, however it may be. And if you don't know their policy and their laws, you see, they're going to child you. They're going to boy you. You see? Negative energy you. You see? Or what you call negative energy. You have soldiers that's born that look like you and I. But you don't want us around. You see, you don't want us nowhere near you because you're so engulfed with what you think positivity is. You see? But we're losing with that one body. We're losing. Where everybody in there else holding on to their poles, holding on to their parents, holding on to their heritage, holding on to their culture, holding on to where they came from. We all like moving around here want to be happy and glee and glad. Gay. You see? Inside this body of docility, inside this body of positivity, you want to be possessed. You see? And make it seem like brothers like myself is negative. How can I be negative? You're listening to positive energy right now. This is what it really looked like. Or sound like. You see? I'm not hurting nobody. I'm not hurting you in your personal life. You people living 10 times greater than I. You see? I just don't get why we don't want to connect to our grounds. You see? Why do you hate the negative and those that's above you or who's providing for your lifestyle, for you to have the lifestyle that you have? They practice negativity more than they do positive. You see, positivity. You see? Did you know they was taught to smile when they see things and know all this shit and be phony? You know why? That's that negative energy telling them to do that. You see? And then you copying it and trying to become that fake shit. And you don't know that you're a spiritual being, so that fake shit is going to come real. It's going to become real inside of you. You see? And they looking at you like, oh shit, they acting like us. But shit, 10 times worse. They doing greater works than us. You see? Shit, we created some monsters. You see? I just don't, I just don't get it. People would sit back and molest children, sit back and do all type of horrible things in the, but they'll call you a hater and say you just jealous because you don't have positive energy like they do. I don't know, maybe I'm just old school. You see, maybe I'm just old school or something. You see, we just don't want strength around us. We don't want strength around us. We want, however it is in this world today, that's how we want it to be. We want it to stay that way. That's why all these rappers is doing all this shit out here. That's why they making millions of dollars. That's why you can get on social media and do some of the most horrific shit, and it'll go viral. And they'll become multimillionaires, and then from that, they'll become gurus talking about positivity. You know, if you really want a motherfucker to be positive on a thing, go pay him some money. Go pay him, because that's what social media do. And those the same people that be, you know, they become gurus and shit. You see, and all the higher ups and shit, go get them. You see, go get them to be your leaders and shit, and y'all accept that shit. I don't understand. You see, I don't get it. Well, I do understand, and I think you do too. You know, it's a business out here. This is a corporation, and you have to, you have to pretend like there's like negative energy is a burden. You see, however it may be. You don't like ignorance. You see, you don't like unrighteousness. You see, you don't like bullshit. You see, proven bullshit, proven unrighteousness, proven ignorance. You know what I'm saying? Or willing ignorance and all this shit. That's what it is. Call it out. Say those words. You see, but when you say negativity, and then all of a sudden you calling yourself black, and black is it represents negativity according to the ones who, according to your providers, the one who governs you up under their corporation. You see, don't be negative, but then all of a sudden you would say you're black skin and black power and all this other type of shit, but you don't want negativity around you. The first three letters of negativity is N-E and a G. What do you want? A U after that G, a A after that G. You want to double the G up, you know what I'm saying? I mean, how you want to spin it? How you want to spin it? It still says black. You know what I'm saying? The negative is just, it's Latin, blackative, goddammit. You know what I'm saying? You fucking with that suffix right there. You think it's something else, however it may be. No, you concentrate on that prefix, you see? So you can actually see the blackness that you so-called hate, that you don't want around you, you see? Because it don't exist. I mean, only thing I'm saying is, call these things like they truly are. You know what I'm saying? If you see that a person is being just obnoxious and ignorant and just foul and just a horrible person, say that. Say it to them. You know what I'm saying? And prove it. You know what I'm saying? Prove that shit to these beings. You see? Condemn them of what they're saying. But make sure you know who they are. Make sure you know where they're coming from. You know what I'm saying? Know if they're fucking with diversions and things. You see? Knowing who they talking to. A lot of these times, some of these people aren't talking to you. They're not talking to you. They're talking on a mass scale, collectively. They just talking in the wind. They're saying certain things, but somebody who is really for is picking it up, but you picking it up too, probably because you got them in you, or you want to be a part of that world or that society. So you're like a shield for them. You see? Drop that goddamn shield and let us men be men. You see? And let us talk like men. You see? They're soldiers out here, you see? But they're hidden because there's nowhere to go. When they open their mouth, you got somebody talking about toxic masculinity and all this other type shit. You see? how could you say positivity? I mean, how is it that you can claim positive energy, but you have a cross, a crucifix around your neck? You talk about positive energy, but you have a crucifix around your neck. It represents the most horrific violence that you could ever imagine in your life. But you represent it. Don't you, haven't you done, I mean, this is the world of information. You can look it up. Christ wasn't the only one that was on that crucifix. All the criminals was on those crucifix. Criminals upon those Roman laws. They probably weren't criminals. You see, they were just probably like myself. You see, or like Barabbas or somebody. They was just probably just regular people. You see, who looked at a soldier a certain way, or didn't listen to one of these soldiers, or didn't listen to one of these lawmakers or whatever. You see? And they wasn't positive. They didn't have positive energy when they came before those who controlled them. They didn't have positive energy. So they were condemned because they was negative towards these beings. They was negative towards these providers. You see? These providers called them negative, so they had to die. They had to be crucified. You see? And what you're hearing right now, this is not negative energy, it's passion. This is me being angry. And then I walk away. You see? That's me being angry. I walk away. I walk away. So don't be like that. Understand certain things. I don't read your literature. I don't read your books to talk to me. I'm not a heathen. I have what I was born with. I don't need no books or instructions, you see, to tell me about my Father in heaven, to tell me about the higher source. I don't need that. I have it written inside of my DNA. I don't need instructions. You know what I'm saying? I don't need what you have. But that don't make me a horrible person. That don't make me disconnected from my Father. You see? I don't know who your Father is. You see? Only you do from the book. That's fine. Good. You see? That's good. That means when I come around you, you can be peaceful with a motherfucker. You see? That's all that means.